Welcome back to Whistler Village, home to Fire and Ice, a free, fiery, free skiing phenomenon. I'm your Sea to Sky host, Nicole Fitzgerald, and you're watching The Express. Meet a musical group from Chilliwack. They don't have a piano, a guitar, or drums, just a sweet sound that never goes out of style.
It takes me back to a time of music when songs were really songs, and men could get together and sing them and make them sound wonderful, and our Barbershop Quartet can do that.
Chilliwack's High Q Barbershop Quartet has been singing together for 10 years. The group was invited to help out with an elementary school's music program as a way to inspire youngsters to sing a cappella.
The challenge and the joy of getting all the music coming together, just blending our four voices, is so enjoyable.
It's the truth, it's actual, everything is satisfactual.
Voice harmony is a style of music in which the melody is harmonized in 4 parts. Although vocal music is not as popular as it once was, there's no denying it's a genre of music that everyone can enjoy.
They all know you.
There's something about the human voice that really resonates with emotions. Voice harmonies are what really affect people. The response is amazing to vocal harmonies.
High Q dons the traditional red and white striped uniforms to remind people of the origin of barbershop music.
Every barbershop has a striped pole, usually 2 striped poles that adorn the entrance to a barbershop. Long ago, men would gather, no entertainment. They'd have to wait for a haircut. 2 or 3 or 4 of them sitting around and strike up a tune, and people harmonize. That's where the whole genre started.
High Q Barbershop Quartet is proof that if you can hit all the right notes, your sound will never go out of style. For Shaw TV, I'm Corrin Skalbeck.
Longing to hear more barbershop music? Well, High Q performs in front of Central Elementary in Chilliwack. Well, the stars come out every Sunday night here at the base of Whistler Mountain with Fire and Ice. Whistler Blackcomb ski instructors flip and fly through rings of fire. But let's try a different kind of stargazing, or should I say satellite sightings, as in our next story.
Welcome to the H.R. McMillan Space Center for the Express. I am Cam Cronin.
I'm Raminder Samra.
And you're probably wondering why I'm wearing a hard hat. Well, it's because I'm scared out of my tree. Lately, things have been falling from space, and I'm really concerned that they're going to hit me.
The Upper Atmosphere Research Satellite has been dead in space since 2005. Well, guess what? It's falling out of orbit now.
So why couldn't they tell us exactly where these satellites were going to deorbit?
Several reasons. One of them was they lost control of the satellite. I think there's a lot of unknown factors, like the way the satellite starts tumbling. If it starts tumbling, it can skip across the Earth's atmosphere, like when you skip a stone across water.
Okay.
And the sun has a lot of funny things it can do as well.
And how big are these things that we're talking about falling from space?
So the first one that fell was a URS. It was an upper atmosphere research satellite, and it was the size of a fairly, medium-sized bus.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty big.
It was big.
Yeah, and most of that would burn up in the atmosphere, we're assuming?
Most would have, but they predicted about 500 kilograms or so could survive re-entry.
Booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery.
And we see this all the time when we see like a meteor shower or a shooting star. We're really looking at small pieces of debris burning up at high temperatures in our upper atmosphere.
But these are far larger than any of those.
Right. So that's where the issue comes in, is that some of this stuff will survive that initial burning and reach Earth as a large chunk. What was the second satellite that recently deorbited?
It was ROSAT. It was a German X-ray observatory.
It seems like this has happened more recently in a sort of condensed, and I hadn't heard about it for quite some time.
Well, there's never been more satellites in space. As you know, every day we're adding more and more. and not every day they're re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Right.
So,
and there is the whole idea about space garbage and debris and things colliding possibly with each other and creating more debris up in space. Now the good news is that the countries that are putting things into space have basically signed sort of a space treaty to say, listen, if you put something into space, you have to have a plan on bringing it back down again. So you have to have a deorbit plan or a sort of, final plan for your satellites so that it's not just left tumbling around in space. Should we be concerned about this, or is it something like the sky is falling, Chicken Little kind of idea?
Don't need to be concerned. In all of recorded history, there's only been one incident of someone being injured by space debris. Satellites haven't hurt anyone to date, but I'm including all space debris, including meteorites.
Oh, okay. And that stuff is falling all the time, so nobody's running around scared about being hit by a meteorite, so we really shouldn't be all that worried about this big chunk of stuff coming down. It just makes for exciting news.
Exactly.
For the Express here at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center, probably don't need this anymore. I'm Cam Cronin.
I'm Raminder Samra.
And you know what? You're safe out there.
From stars in the sky to stars on snow, Fire and Ice showcases free skiers, fire spinners, and fireworks every Sunday night here in Whistler. It's not the only spectacle going on. Metro Vancouver host Johanna Ward is in North Vancouver. And that's quite an interesting outfit you got going on there.
This whole thing? Cute, hey? Yeah, coming up, we're going to talk about a horror cookbook, the short film Doll Parts, and the role of victim versus villain. And you get one guess which one I want to be.
After the break, Ballet BC is walking mad.
What's your thing? Bugs. Everybody's gotta have a thing.
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
Nobody's good at everything. But everybody's good at something. What's your thing?
Welcome back to the Express on Shaw TV. I'm your Sea to Sky host, Nicole Fitzgerald. You definitely want to bundle up for Fire and Ice. The show happens rain, shine, or snow. Next up, March 8th is International Women's Day. It's also the kickoff for the 7th Annual Women in Film Festival. Girls are all about sugar and spice, but this next director is more about sugar and splice.
Hey, do you want to ride?
Maybe I've read too much Japanese literature, but I'm always wanting to fall on a stake or, do something like that. It's wonderfully tragic.
Karen Lamb loves horror films, watching them, making them, and winning awards with them.
I love horror. I've always loved horror. I am a huge fan of it, and I think it's the place where I can actually have my unhappy endings and still be entertaining, I hope.
Her latest project, Doll Parts, recently won Best Horror Short Film at the Creative Arts Film Festival, along with Wicked Revenge Scene at the Stiletto Film Festival. The story, about a serial killer who picks up the wrong girl hitchhiking, is suspenseful and stylized fiction. It also highlights some of the grisly facts about the dark side of life in Vancouver.
We live actually in a fairly horrific background between, the murders that happen, the women that go missing. It's actually a lot of what inspires my stories is right from the newspaper and just stories that happen around me.
What do you want people to feel when they watch Doll Parts?
A sense of, I think if you're a female, I hope a sense of vindication.
If you're the bad guy watching the film, Karen hopes that Doll Parts will make you think twice before you slice.
It's a cautionary tale.
If you were going to cast me in one of your films, would I be victim or villain? What do you
Villain.
think?
The only way you can be a victim in my films is actually probably to be male.
Doll Parts will be shown at the 7th Annual Vancouver Women in Film Festival, along with 8 other short films under the headline Embracing the Darkness. As the number of female filmmakers working in the horror genre increases, so does the awareness that these aren't just a bunch of sister slashers.
We actually tell stories from a very different perspective. Sometimes it'll be a twist on the victim thing. It'll be about your own body, basically horror coming from within sort of thing. And there's a lot more psychological tension, I think, in a lot of the female horror filmmakers that I've been working with.
Feeling equal parts sugar and slice? From Thomas FX in North Van, I'm Johanna Ward for The Express.
For a full lineup of events, visit womeninfilm.ca. Corrin's film will be screening as part of a short film series on March 9th. We've explored everything from film festivals to skiing spectaculars. The Express Spotlight has more.
How does the wind make you feel? 30 visual Squamish artists come together to build on the theme for the Mother of the Wind exhibit on display for the month of March at My Millennium Place. Glacier Air celebrates BC Women of Aviation Worldwide Week. Girls are invited to experience the joy of flight for free. Any young lady 14 years or older who has never flown a plane is welcome. RSVP at glacierair.com. Award-winning musical comedy comes to the intimate Brackendale Art Gallery for St. Patrick's Day. The Arrogant Worms have played everything from Parliament Hill, the Grey Cup and Lincoln Centre, to the BBC, CBC and MTV.
Well, that wraps up a very soggy show here at Fire and Ice. It happens rain, shine or snow on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. at the base of Whistler Mountain. And remember, it's free. A huge thank you to our host, the Pan Pacific. It's a great place to watch Fire and Ice, as well as the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. If you'd like to see more of our stories, just visit shawtv.com. From all of us on The Express, thanks for watching, and we'll leave you with a few scenes from the latest production from Valley, BC.